Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com, here with a WWE Hall of Famer and Sean Waltman. It's beautiful. How you doing?
Great. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, and one of the
you wrote a nice article. I was talking about my influence and all that. And
so yeah.
Anyways, it meant a lot to me. I just wanted to tell you that on camera.
Well, it means a lot to hear that. Yeah, when I was a kid, I was undersized, and I saw a 1-2-3 kid, and I was like, man, maybe I could do this. But the question I've always had, 212 pounds, was that a shoot?
Never really. I mean, you know how those things are.
Yeah.
Always wanted to be over 200 pounds.
So you weren't necessarily, or
at times.
Oh, okay.
You know, it kind of floated around that area, you know, but
And
I even got up to about 235 one time, but it was really not a good 235.
What period was that?
Right after I got out of my third rehab.
So, like, you look at that now and build is 212 pounds. That's technically a UFC heavyweight these days. Anything above 205 pounds. Brian Pillman making a cameo in the background. So we see the transition, and wrestlers are like smaller than ever, and they're almost more athletic than ever. Do you hear that a lot, that you've influenced some of those guys?
Yeah, I do. And I mean, and you know, the style that a lot of the guys, the mid-sized heavyweights, are doing now, like, you know, the Seth Rollinses and all those guys. I mean, Jerry Lynn, who's over there, and you know, some other guys that came up in that same, you know, era, like that, you know, because it wasn't just me. It was, you know, there's guys to me that I thought were better than me. I just am the one that got the opportunity, you know, for one reason or another. You know, I put myself in the right place at the right time more than they did, or whatever. Not downplaying my ability or whatever, but all I'm trying to say is, like, there was several guys like me that kind of, you know, brought that to the forefront here in the States. But like, I got the WWE opportunity, and then no one worked that style there. Even the smaller guys didn't work that style, and now it seems to be the prevalent, you know, way to work. And that's cool. I'm really grateful for that. It's funny, like you said, I hear, like, you know, you see Seth Rollins come to the ring and they announce his weight, and it's under 220, right? Yeah. It's in the 215 or 28. Anyways, so it's like, that's a heavyweight. Now he's the heavyweight champion, right?
I did like a thing where we go through Wikipedia and we ask people if this is true or not. EC3's weight was always like 20 pounds above what it actually was. He was like, I've never been above 225, 230.
He carried him, you know, he carries he's lean, incredibly lean. And,
So a guy that we're familiar with at Fightful.com, Matt Riddle, always talked about how instrumental you were because you recommended him for a tryout, and then he blew the doors off the tryout. And what was your thought when you walked in and saw him for the first time and kind of gave him that seal of approval?
You know what? Okay, I'm sure it helped that I put my stamp on Matt Riddle, but I mean, if it wasn't me, somebody, you know, would have seen him, and you know, like the Monster Factory where he came up, like if you make it through the Monster Factory,
at any cage,
you know that that person really worked their ass off. You know they have a good work ethic, but when I saw Matt get in the ring and actually start doing some things and seeing, like, the type of ideas that he was coming up with, and I'm like, okay, he's coming up with new things and new ways to do things, and his execution is just amazing. So, you know, you just knew. Yeah. You just knew.
As we wrap up, is that something you'd ever be interested in, like maybe a scouting role? I see William Regal occasionally poking his head out of curtains to scout people.
I mean, if they asked me to do that, and we all, like, several of us kind of already, informally do that. You know, when we're out, it's kind of like I did with Matt.
Yeah.
Or just different people you see, and you go, oh my God, you got to do something with this guy. You know, but I'm more the teacher. Like, I'm going back down there to the Performance Center maybe next week.
Okay.
Going to go do some stuff with them for 2 weeks. So.
Well, I want to thank you so much. Check out his podcast, one of my favorite, X-Pac 12360. I want to thank you so much,
Thanks, man.